really challenging people to really rethink what your sunscreen does for you.
I'm Scott Cercy with Ecom Daily News. We are here live at Miami Swim Week. I'm here with Ryan Allison, Chief Operating Officer with Jupiter Wellness, and we wanted to ask him a little bit about Canister. Specifically, what has the experience been getting this out to market?
So Canister's a very premium sunscreen. It's right up there with the top quality sunscreens that are out there. It's made at a very premium lab at Dermacare. It's the only FDA-approved CBD-infused formula. And what's big about this is that beyond this typical sunscreen and burns, all our consumer products have science behind them. We're a science company. We're a pharmaceutical company first with a consumer products division, much like Procter & Gamble and Johnson & Johnson. We're just new. So this particular sunscreen, what's beautiful about Canister is, aside from being good on the skin and very clean, the CBD actually is very good at preventing skin death during the UV process when the product is self-sacrificial to the skin. We've also gone to great lengths to make this a very friendly product. So Canister is reef-friendly. It's most of our plastic bottles, which aren't out here right now, are made from ocean recycled plastic. We use a environmentally friendly propellant in the sprays, and really have gone to great lengths to make it a very sustainable brand. We're actually partnered up with the Loggerhead Marine Life Center as well in Juno Beach, which is the largest sea turtle hospital in the world. And portions of proceeds, every Canister goes to the Sea Turtle Hospital. So we're very cause-oriented as well with the brand. And we're just trying to get a little bit more exposure. The brand's been around for about 2 years, but now we're making some big pushes to get it there and get it exposed and let people know why this is really, really great. The big thing with Canister is we want to challenge people to rethink their sunscreen. Most people have been using the same sunscreen formula all their lives. A lot of it comes from like whatever your parents used, you just started using. And a lot of people haven't really thought about what they're putting on their skin in like 2 decades. So that's where our formula comes in, right? We're really challenging people to really rethink what your sunscreen does for you and what it can do for your skin long term.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that answers my question. I was going to ask about what inspired the line.
Yes.
But I really appreciate that.
And Jupiter Wellness as a whole is very focused on the endocannabinoid system. So CBD, things like that. We're not a THC company, but we're in the same family of the endocannabinoid system. And most of our pharmacological drugs are associated with that part of the body as well. So
that makes sense. And what was it like making this a reality?
Oh, it's a lot of work, actually. So you can make a bad product easily, but it's very expensive and very time exhaustive to make a good product. A great example is CBD lip balms. So if you ever tasted a CBD product directly, it usually tastes pretty terrible. CBD isolate is not something that you can mask the taste well with. So we put a lot of effort into these flavored lip balms to get CBD in there and make the ability to get your lips very, very soft, but also provide the SPF and the CBD inside the lip balm. So this is a great example of how much work and science we put into every product. This poor little tube had a ton of work and money going into it. It took us almost a year to develop this. Put it through stability testing, make sure it lasts on the shelf. It's a good product for our customers.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, and you're right. It's really great to have something that someone's going to want to put on. You know, you're not going to want to just shy away from having to put on your protective.
As one of only 2 public CBD companies in the nation, we have an opportunity and a responsibility to provide top tier products and kind of set the pace for what this industry should look like. So we're all about credibility, top tier manufacturing, and making sure that our consumer products are really something that is not only going to last for the consumer, but it's going to be safe for them and really provide them results.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. We do need more of that. And where would you like this to go? What is the dream for where Canister goes next?
So we're trying to get some exposure down in here in Miami. I love Miami. I've been coming to Miami for a long time. We're based in Jupiter, Florida, just up the road, so to speak. And once this brand gets a little bit of exposure, we're actually going to be pushing into retail starting next week.
Oh, so, wonderful.
Starting Monday, my life goes from this to the ECRM Sun Care Show all next week. And hopefully as a result of that, we'll be seeing ourselves in big box for the next sun care season next year. So my goal by this time next year is when everybody's getting ready for sunscreen season next year, they can go to their Target, their Walmart, their CVS, their Walgreens, and pick up the product right there.
Oh, that's great. And do you have any plans on maybe pushing into the e-commerce market as well?
Yeah, so you can go to canister.com and then a couple of outlets carry ours, large e-commerce outlets. One is cbdcaring.com and the other is Just Brands. Just CBD store carries our sunscreen too. It's actually such a good product. It's one of the only products they carry that is not their product, that they sell it through their company. So that's how good the sunscreen is, and we just want to get it out to everybody. We believe this is everybody needs sunscreen. We think there's a lot of misinformation on what sunscreen is. I know before I joined the company, I had my idea, and I didn't actually know a lot about sunscreen. I thought SPF meant it blocked 30 blocked 30% of the rays, but it doesn't. It blocks SPF 30 actually blocks 98.9% of the rays. So and then it kind of incrementally goes up from there. But all our products started at 30 because the 30 is the minimum that the Skin Cancer Association of America will certify for preventing skin cancer and burns. Below a 30 is just burns. So that's why we have a 30. But the next step for Canister, hopefully, is that we start to see it at every pool, every person using it out there. That would really make my heart sing, because it's a good product and it's something that we want everybody using.
That does make sense. And yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I recently learned about the difference between physical and chemical sunblock.
I can talk a little bit about that. So we had an opportunity to go reef friendly with our product, which we have, and a lot of people ask us why we chose the avobenzene route and the chemical sunscreen route instead of the mineral sunscreen route. We decided it was the best of the two evils. So there's no reef safe, marine safe formula out there, but there's different categories, different levels of reef friendly. So because a chemical sunscreen absorbs into the skin, once it's absorbed into the skin, it won't leach into the environment, right? So after about 10, 15 minutes, a chemical sunscreen absorbs into the skin and then sacrifices itself to the UV. A mineral sunscreen sits on top of the skin, right? And so it doesn't absorb into the skin, but it sits on top of the skin, and it's also very effective, and it is reef friendly, but it's a lot easier to leach off into the water. So we decided that the mineral sunscreen wasn't the direction we were going to go. We were going to go with the chemical sunscreen. So, and that was the difference. We decided that was the best for the company and what we believe was the best for our customers.
That makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. If I may ask, there's one question about, as Chief Operating Officer, what insights do you have for seeing something go from an idea to a product?
It is a lot of work, but it's very fulfilling. So this is one of our brands. We have multiple other brands. Some of them you'll see around here this week and in the gift bags and such. But it takes a lot of work to get a product to market. But once you do, especially when you're bringing a quality product to the market, it's very fulfilling. I love seeing the reviews from our customers and knowing that it's helping people, it's enriching their lives. Some of our comfort creams and pain creams and things like that really do help people. And it's easy to get disconnected from your customer when you're sitting in my seat and, basically running the day-to-day of a public company. But when we get those reviews in and things, it drives me. It gets me back into work and says, this is what we're doing. We're trying to produce the best products in the market. We're not concerned about, our margins as much as we are customer satisfaction. We want our products to be the most premium out the market and set that beacon and that guideline for our customers and kind of set the standard for the industry too, because we actually believe CBD is very good for people. And a lot of our research and science goes into that. So, but with all the misinformation out there, we're trying to really clarify that for the market. And the best way to do that is through very quality products.
That's great. Well, I really appreciate you speaking with me today, Mr. Allison. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was great meeting you.
Likewise.